I'm Mike Lanesman, and welcome to another video tutorial.
This Photoshop tutorial will deal with how to change the color of an object within an image. In this instance, we'll be changing the color of the blue house to a red color. It's often a question I get asked by students, colleagues, friends, so I thought it opportune to put a video tutorial together to explain one of the ways that this result can be achieved. You know, in Photoshop there's never only one way, but I will describe one way that hopefully you can all benefit from. The first step in the process would be to actually isolate or select the blue house. There's blue sky, there's blue water in the foreground. We wouldn't want any of that to change, simply the color of the blue house. In this instance, we can use the quick selection tool, which is located in the toolbar, to effect our selection. The quick selection tool resides in the same menu as the magic wand. The quick selection tool creates a selection by using a brush. A handy tip to know is that we can change the size of the brush by using the left and the right square bracket keys. These square bracket keys are located to the right of the letter P on your keyboard. Tapping on the right square bracket key will make the brush larger. Tapping on the left square bracket key makes the brush smaller. Selecting the correct size brush, we will now begin to select and isolate the blue house. Simply click and drag as if you're painting with a brush. When you see the marching ants, those traditional little lines, we know that the selection has been achieved. The next thing we will do is we will create a hue and saturation adjustment layer. But due to the fact that we already have a selection, and you will notice that in your layers panel straight away, we will use this icon. This is the icon over here that will add an adjustment layer. Clicking on that icon, we will move down to hue and saturation. You will now notice that because we had a selection of the house, a layer mask has been created only from the house. You will now notice in the properties panel that all the properties for hue and saturation are available. I would estimate this to be more of a cyan than a blue color, so we will click on the list that says master at the moment and select cyan. Scrolling down to the bottom of this properties panel, we will select the eyedropper and we will isolate a color cyan that we require. I click on the color. I am now able to slide the hue saturation slider to a color that I would wish to change it to, and we can now boost the saturation of that color until we've achieved the desired result. Now, before we pat ourselves on the back and get too confident, sure, the result has been achieved. However, what we didn't take note of was, as part of the selection, this was a blue flag that was included in the whole major house selection, and it is also turned red. Due to the fact that we have a layer mask, we can now use the brush tool to hide or show the layer mask. We would now head on over to the toolbar and we would select the brush tool. And again, we can zoom in for more accuracy and adjust the brush size accordingly by using the square bracket keys. At this point, we need to take note of what the foreground background colors are, as painting with the black foreground color will show more of the mask. If you do not have black as the foreground color, simply hit the letter X and it will swap from white to black. we have now opened up the layer mask and completely achieved the result that we were looking for. Thank you for watching. For more video tutorials, be sure to check out mikelanesman.com. Bye-bye.